All right. This is great. It's recording, and I see my old friend Henry To'oto'o.
Yeah, we're live now.
We're live. Exactly. We sometimes we plan things. We're just going to start talking. I mean,
we're just going free flow, guys.
Go. Exactly. So maybe just start. I mean, you're home. I mean, it's wonderful to be with family. So your mom and dad must be happy to have you there. But I mean, it's just uncertain times. How are all? Because there's 10 of you guys. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing good. You know, my parents is doing a great job of trying to keep us in the house, keep us safe as possible. You know, wiping out everything we get from the store. You know, pretty much that. Trying to keep the kids safe. You know, the kids are really vulnerable of getting the COVID. So, you know, it's a great time, but it's a scary time. So, you know, I just hope everybody out there is just, you know, spending time with their families as much as they can. And staying safe, that's the biggest part.
Yeah. And the one time you do leave the house is you go to the park and your dad's working you out. And
yeah,
I mean, those workouts look legit.
Yeah. My dad's been my trainer, my coach ever since I was young. My dad and my mom, believe it or not. My mom's a big trainer too. She's always there with when she thinks I'm not working hard, she'll tell me.
Right.
Harder, and then she'll even tell my dad to add extra reps in the workout. So they play hand in hand. They do a great job.
See, I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I learned something. I knew your mom was tough, but yeah. So she's there when your dad's not going hard enough. She's saying, "Push Henry a little harder."
Yeah, believe it or not, my mom's my hardest critic. Yeah, my mom is tough on me. You know, my mom will keep it straight up. She'll tell me things I want to hear, but at the same time, she'll tell me things that I don't want to hear that I need to hear.
Yeah, straight out of the heart of a South Sac.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was also thinking, you know, with the 10 To'oto'os, if you guys go anywhere as a group, you're going to mess up all the court. If you walk in any place, there's already 10 of you. You're already over the limit.
Yeah, that would be qualified as not social distancing right there.
No, but that's how you guys roll. I mean, you roll 10 deep, you know, and
exactly.
And that's also neat. You know, I know you, but the first To'oto'o I met was Sos. Tell people who Sos is.
Sos is the oldest out of 8 total kids. Sos is my older brother, and he's you know, he leads as a great example. You know, he's something that a man wants to be. So for those who don't know Sos, he attended De La Salle his senior year. He played football and he played rugby. You know, Sos wasn't really a big football guy, but he was a big rugby star.
Right. No,
rugby is Sos' sport.
I know. You have that big poster of Sos playing rugby there in the front room.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and also I remember he was a senior, you were a sophomore. I met him. He was like number 66. And then I think Noni's got hurt, and they called you up from JV. And you're number 11 without a number. And I said, another To'oto'o, you know, and you were hard to miss. I mean, you were everywhere, man.
I was just trying to make the best that I can. I was just trying to help the team. I was just, you know, trying to carry something on, Brian.
Yeah, that's right. But maybe that's it. Sophomore year, Kyrie, who were the leaders on that team? The 2000, I guess, was it 2016?
Was it 16 or 17? I forget.
No. Let's do the math here. Yeah, no, we got it. 16, 17, 18. That 18 was your senior year. 19, you're at Tennessee.
No, 19. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is 20. The 20.
20, you know, it's mixing me up, man.
Exactly. No, see, that's it. You know, you had no idea that there'd be so much math on this.
So much math in such a quick time. It's just like, dang.
Exactly.
Quick math in my head.
Yeah. So anyway, so it was 16. Who are? So we'll just make it easy. Your sophomore year, was it Kyrie? Who were the leaders on that team?
16. My sophomore year, the seniors were Trey White, Wade Willett, Wally, and
Wallace.
Tat.
Yes.
Yeah. So those were the team captains, and then they led the way from there.
Correct. Yeah. Kyrie's just 1 year younger than you.
Yeah. No, Kyrie's a year older than me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So a year older than you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think. And then it was junior year. That was sort of the emergence of you and Foskey, Jossie. What are your memories of the junior year?
Junior year was fun. That's when we came out with the all green uniforms and the all white uniforms. That's probably the biggest memory. Beating St. John's in a comeback. That's one of the memories I'll never forget. Being able to, we were down the whole first half, and then just being able to buckle it up and come back the second half and come out with a win.
No, I remember. Usually it's Allenbaugh who talks after the game. I remember what Ladd said. He said, "Think about all those people on the East Coast that went to bed when St. John's was up, and then they woke up the next morning. What the hell happened?" I mean,
yeah, they're pretty shocked. They were pretty shocked. They thought the game was done, but we had that fight in us.
You remember how hot it was that night?
Hot. The game was. I believe the game was supposed to be postponed to a later time too. It was hot.
Yeah, no, you had to dress in the science room. Remember, the locker room was too hot.
It was so hot. We had to go. Coach Cressy's room. Yeah, and because the AC, it was so hot in there, so we couldn't really. Man, that was a good time.
It was. No, what about we'll get actually there's so much, and we'll do a little bit now. We can do more. I mean, just so much to cover. And then that was your junior year, and then senior year. You were both sides of the ball. I think particularly early in the year.
Yeah, that goes back to the De La Salle tradition to that brotherhood. Being able to lay it out on the line every single down, every single play. Leaving it on the field for everybody that was out there, and it was my senior year, and I wanted to go out with a bang. Unfortunately, we didn't, win state. That's all we wanted to do was win state, going out as seniors. But, I had a great time, trying to leave my legacy there at De La Salle, and being able to create bonds that I'll never break.
No, but people don't understand that last practice, you broke your foot.
Yeah. So that was a big bummer, man. We had high expectations for that game too. We put up a good fight against those guys. Mater Dei was a great team when we played them. A few plays here and there we could have got them, but all the younger guys did a great job. All the seniors, Bo, Gunner, Joshy, Foskey. The way we left out, it was a great memory.
But people don't understand. You would have carried the ball for the first time since the St. Francis game. There's packages. I mean, it's all revisionist history, but I meant, that happened. And, I do remember Jose with the Contra Costa Times had that photo of you and Shamar. You passing remember that after the game?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys left it all on the field that night.
Yeah, and then I also remember that picture. I kind of told Shamar, this is his team now.
Right.
Paved the way for the younger guys and show them the way. We did our best as seniors to show you guys how to work and how to fight. Now it's his turn, and I think Shamar did a phenomenal job this year.
He did. And you were checking in via FaceTime, and then whenever there was a bye, I would turn around. What was the game? You were up in Stockton. I turned around. You were at St. Mary's Stockton, I think.
Yeah. So every time I had a chance to watch De La Salle play, I tried to FaceTime somebody at the game. And even when we had a bye, I came down. They played St. Mary's in Stockton. Peeked my head in a little bit. They're doing what they were supposed to do.
Right. But now, as I said, it's the brotherhood. But you're doing what you were doing at De La Salle at Tennessee for a whole state. Tell people about what's going on in Knoxville.
Knoxville, Tennessee, man, the University of Tennessee. It's a great place to be. It's small. It's a country town, but it's a small city. Football is great. We're trying to build something there. Tennessee has a tradition of winning, just like De La Salle. Back in the day, Tennessee was that top team to beat. They competed for national championship, SEC championships, and that's what we're trying to bring back. That's the reason why I went to Tennessee, to build something, to be a part of something that was from the ground and trying to take it to the top. So that's kind of a little background, little slim cut story of why I went to Tennessee and what's going down
right,
there.
No, and that's it. The legacy of Tennessee. Johnny Majors, Reggie White, Peyton Manning.
Eric Perry.
Yeah. Wow.
Gerard Mayo. Yeah, there were some dudes there. So,
right.
Trying to that tradition back there is my entire goal.
Right, and just be yourself, and maybe in a few years they talk about number 11.
Hopefully, the same way I try to leave a legacy at De La Salle, I'm trying to do the same thing at Tennessee.
Right, and also maybe just because we have Cal and Stanford, and they have fans, but they don't have their own Navy. Tell people what's the Vols Navy.
We got Vaughn Navy. So I think we're one of 3 or 4 schools where people could actually ride their boats into the stadium, park their boats right next to the stadium, and be able to, get to the stadium by that. There's probably 100,000 people in the stadium, and outside of the stadium, there's probably another 15 to 20,000 people just watching the game on their boats. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, and then what about even like in the spring? People are lined up for hours just to see you.
Yeah. People during the spring game, people are there. Their fans are loyal. They're diehard GBO fans, and that's what I love about it. No matter what the outcome is of Tennessee, the fans will always be there. They're diehard fans, and we truly do appreciate them down there.
Yeah, GBO, Go Big Orange.
Go Big Orange.
Right, and that's what happened. You guys started slow, and then you ended to tell people about the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, we had a rough start. We lost. We started off 2-5.
Right.
We started off 2-5, and then we got on to a 5-game winning streak. Then we ended off 7-5, and then we're fortunate enough to make it to the Gator Bowl down in Florida, and it was great. We played Indiana, and it came down to the wire. We beat them. I forget the score, 23-24. We beat them by a point. It came down to the wire, and that was kind of the story of our whole season. Things didn't go the way we wanted it to at the beginning, but somehow we find a way. And our head coach, Jeremy Pruitt, did a great job of telling us to put on more steam. And that was our motto throughout the entire year is no matter what happens during the season, put on more steam. Things aren't going to go our way, but we need to put on more steam and keep our head forward and just do our job.
And then what's it like in the SEC playing Alabama and Georgia and all those? I mean, there's no off weeks in the SEC.
No, every single week is a work week. Every single day, work day. There's no days off, no weeks off. You play all 4 quarters every single game. There's no game where you could take it lightly. It's crazy. There's no words that I could put SEC football. It's the top of the top. People call it the mini NFL. So it's crazy. A lot of people were produced in the SEC, and it's just a blessing to be a part of it.
Right, and then also, how about a road game in the SEC? What's it like being in Kentucky or Florida? I mean, what are some memories of being on the road?
Oh, hostile. Feels like you got your back against the wall. Of course, you have your fans there, but, their fans are just as great as our fans. You feel like everyone is against you. The crowd is against you. They're yelling against you. They're booing you, telling you guys suck. It's crazy. It's actually crazy to think that think about how serious football is. It's hard to explain, Brian.
It might be. Yeah, they take it too seriously. Wasn't there some fans you were waving at, and people called you on it, and you used to tell them that you loved them or something? The opposing fans. Do you remember that? It was like a photo or something.
There was a picture of me, actually like a meme of me. Yeah, people were saying something on the other sideline to me, they were calling my name, calling me a freshman, and I blew them a kiss.
Yeah, that was it. It was the kiss. That was it. You love everybody. That was it.
I blew them a kiss.
You became a meme.
Yeah, fast, really fast.
That's big time. And I'm trying to think what else. So your parents. I mean, they caught so many flights. I think they were at all the games, correct? I mean, how important was that to look up and know that they were there?
It was really important. To honestly tell you the truth, if it wasn't for my brother Sos, he works at the airline, so we get benefits. So my parents were able to fly standby. Be able to fly every game. It was a blessing that they caught every single flight. Being able to get down there. Because for people who know standby, you have to wait for open seats. So my parents were fortunate enough to catch every single game, catch every single flight, and make it there safely. But being able to have my parents in the stands was a blessing. Being able to see them, see their faces, see their smiles, it gave me that extra push. I didn't want to let them down. Every play I wanted to go harder because I knew that they sacrificed so much for me to be at the place where I'm at now.
That's right. SOS is United.
Yeah. Social United.
But also behind the scenes, SOS is the MVP, and your older sisters and your grandparents because when your parents leave, there's a lot of brothers and sisters to keep an eye on.
Yeah. You know, so watches them, so keeps them in check. My grandparents come over, and they all have a fun time. You know, they sit down and watch the games in the living room, and you know, they keep the house as one. You know, they keep everything how my parents kept it, and you know, they do a great job of it.
But I think every brother and sister was able to come to one game, correct? They all came out once. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they all. Yeah, it was wonderful to be able to see, you know, one of my siblings every weekend. They didn't go to the away games; they all came to the home games. So it was great being able to see them and see them during the ball walk and after the game, able to take them out to eat.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just trying to think. I mean, we could go all night. You know, maybe we got to save some stuff for next time, and we can talk about, you know, maybe the outlook for the next season. No, but just for me, as I said, I can't say it enough. You're the same, of course, you're the same guy that I knew at De La Salle. And I mean, the same smile, and that's all you do.
Yeah.
I talked to you once, like a kid came up to you and he posted a photo of you. And all you got to do is stand there for 10, 15, 20 seconds, but talk to him, and you might change his life.
Yeah. You know, that's kind of what my parents taught me, you know, with the platform that I have and every single athlete has, the impact that you can make on a child, on a person who's not having a good day, you know, by simply smiling, saying hi, shaking their hand, you know, it can go a long way. You know, people look up to people in college, people at the high school level even. You know, it's great to be able to be in a platform to where people look up to you. And, you know, I try to make the most of it. You know, I try to make people smile. I try to make sure that people are okay. You know, it's just the person that my parents molded me to be. You know, I'm truly grateful for that and the lessons that they taught me. And I'm just trying to carry it on to everybody that I meet. You know, greeting people with a smile, shaking their hands, hugging them. You know, it's great. It's fun.
That's incredible. Yeah, maybe I'll give you that might be it, but I'll give you the final word. I mean, anything else you want to add here?
Oh, final word. Brian always hits me with the final word.
Yeah, exactly. You should be ready for that.
Yeah. I knew it was coming. Brian. First off, I want to show everybody Brian's shirt. You know.
Yeah, your mom got this for me.
Yes, sir. I just wanted everybody to see that right there real fast. But, you know, I just want to tell you I appreciate you, Brian, you know, taking the time out to, you know, reach out to me. And everybody from the De La Salle family appreciates you so much, you know, all the pictures you take and all the videos and the time and effort that you put in. So first of all, I just want to thank you, Brian. You know, for the last words, you know, I just tell people nowadays to stay safe, you know, stay home, wash your hands. And if you do go somewhere, please wear a mask, wear some gloves, and then wipe off everything that you buy. You know, these are rough times that we're all going through now, but we'll get through it as one. You know, we're all a family, and as long as we get through this together, you know, things will be fine. The life that, you know, God has created for us, it will prevail. You know, as long as we strive through these things now, the blessings will reap later. So, you know, to everybody out there, please stay safe. Please stay home. And, you know, that's pretty much it.
Well, no, I think you aced it there, Henry. You know, I put you on the spot. I mean, that's just a great ending. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and stop the stream, and I'll talk to you for a tiny bit right here. I just can't thank you enough. This has been wonderful.